You know what? I just had to make a video about the Anthony Joshua versus Jake Paul fight because I was calling it prior that this is just a scripted fight. There is no way an Olympic gold athlete, a two-time world champion, lets a cruiserweight get out of the first round. It's just impossible. And what I've learned is attention is currency. It fooled us. We all believed in it. You know, to me, this is a clear betting scandal. I knew if Jake gets it out the first or second round, it's a scripted betting scandal. Now, as you look at the fight, you see AJ is closing him down, but he's throwing those jabs. These are the types of jabs where you try and find out your reach, the distance. This is not what you do to a cruiserweight amateur. Because Jake Paul is an amateur. No matter what you think, he is an amateur fighter. Why would a two-time world heavyweight champion be performing like this? I tell you why. Because it's scripted. You know, a lot of money went into this. So they're like, look, you carry the fight on till these later rounds where we're going to win a lot of money on betting because naively people will bet round 1 and 2 because that's the story being sold to them. I mean, look, Jake Paul came out in Hulkamania attire, a pioneer. Who is Hulkamania? Hulk Hogan, a pioneer of scripted acting. He took wrestling to a new stratosphere, right? And it was scripted. So it's almost ironic and right in front of our faces that this was scripted. Because there's no way AJ is not putting a man away that quickly. It just doesn't make any sense. And you can see how pathetic the fight started to feel in the later rounds when Jake's stumbling and fumbling, because you have to try and make the fight look realistic. Now, he couldn't do that in the first round, obviously. That's why it was so... The commentators was telling us, what, 1 or 2 punches have been thrown and it was coming from Jake? That doesn't make any sense when there's a veteran in the ring. But the point is, Jake falling over again and again is proof of how pathetic and scripted it is. Because some shots have to land. And obviously, as a cruiserweight, he can't take those shots. So they're going to affect him. Some of these body shots that were being landed on him, you know, obviously will take their toll. But in order to get to the scripted finish, which round 6 is perfect, how many people do you think put money on round 6? Hardly any. But where do you think most of the money went to? Round 1 or 2, KO, TKO, several of these finishes. So to me, the fact that it ended and we observed what we observed tells me that these people, you know, I'll say the CEOs, you know, the people pulling the strings, they've witnessed this whole new era in boxing, which is simultaneous to WWE. Or, you know, Roman circus. You know, as long as people believe in something ridiculous, they'll watch it. Now, as long as you don't give up the, you know, what they call in wrestling kayfabe, as long as nobody admits to that, they'll continue to watch. Even though you heard the boos in the first round. How many boos came? Because everyone didn't... you know, there's a reason why we're booing. Because we're like, you should be attacking this man. Why are you just throwing these pathetic jabs? Why are you just circling each other? Right? We secretly... No, we don't secretly know. We know we're being fooled, but yet we're buying into it. And I tell you why this fight ended the way it did. Because there was... And I said this, I should have recorded this before. The only way this fight was going to go so they can keep making money is this. You got to make Jake last into the later rounds and look like he has heart, right? This is the Rocky 1 script. An underdog, clearly a mismatch, you know, a world champion. It's almost ironically similar to the Rocky 1 script. This underdog, make it look like Jake keeps getting up from, you know, these knockdowns. Make it look like he has heart, but don't make it too devastating, right, for his own health. But he sells you this story where you're going to buy into the next time he fights. Because if it ended too cleanly, well, now they don't have any opportunity to rinse us of more attention and money. Because our attention is money. They know that. That's why it's now on Netflix. Why do you think these deals have gone to Netflix? because they know we won't pay pay-per-view for this, but they know we'll tune into something if it's low effort from us. But we've already paid the subscriptions. So if you were witnessing from an earlier time point, you know there's adverts going on. The ring's covered in advertisement sponsorships. So it's just a money-making scheme, and it's so empty. Our world has turned into this empty reality where it's just attention, you know. As long as we get people's attention, it doesn't matter how bollocks it is, because people will still keep coming back to watch more. And we do. I knew this was a facade, and yet I still tune in to have to see it. I knew it was a facade for the Mike Tyson fight. I still watched it. And seeing how Mike pulled his punches just like AJ did now, I don't know why we keep doing this. This is so moronic that at some point you think, no, surely the curtain will peel back and then this can't keep continuing. But it can. You know, that famous manager that says, it can, mate. And it has been. And it will continue to do it. I think they know they have at least one more opportunity to pull off a cash grab, which will, you know, they've let the story happen for it. Jake didn't get completely demolished. He showed he had heart, right? And he kept trying to get up. That makes you not hate him, actually. You know, you kind of respect him somewhat for actually taking this fight. But it only works if you relinquish the illusion that AJ was actually trying to kill this man, which he should have been. A real athlete would be trying to dismantle this man in the first round. And had he had done that, it would have been finished in the first minute? You can dance around as much as you want, but you saw how Anthony closed him into the corner, but let him escape. Threw a little jab here, body shots. You don't do that. You don't need to do that against a cruiserweight who's had no experience. Look at some of the punches Jake throws. It's pathetic. We all got fooled. It was an absolute circus. It's a betting scandal, in my opinion. It was clearly a betting scandal, scripted, and they perfectly set this up in a Rocky theme style, so Jake will be able to still get one more cash grab, and we'll all tune in. It'll probably be a younger athlete now, so you know, someone more speedy. Like, it should have been Tank Davies, and that would have made sense, right? But so they had to play it off in a different way. That still, they just figured out a script. It's like wrestling. It's a script. It all felt Hollywood because they were acting in there. Don't get me wrong. The shots were real. And you could see that taking a toll on Jake, but it could have ended faster had Anthony really gone for him. But he knows he has to make it look skeptical. I can't make it look too easy. I can't make it look too fake, which is why there was boos in the second round. But that's all I have to say. This has been a long rant, but I just had to talk about it. We've just become this world of just facades, and I can't believe it's continuing. I feel like we're all starved of some realness, and yet we're still falling for the same clownery. So I can't hate on them because attention is currency, and I gave away the only disposable currency I have, which is time. I gave them my time, so it's my own fault. It's unreal, though. It's unreal. But all right, see ya.